All right, well, welcome to Mappy Hour. Looks like we are live on YouTube and here in the Zoom room as well. Let me get a few more folks in from the waiting room. Well, again, welcome to Mappy Hour. This is our happy hour for those of us who love maps, also known as geocachers. So cheers, everybody. We have made it to another Friday. Reach. There we go. All right, cheers. Cheers, you all. Well, I'm Lisa. Look at Lisa from Cash Advance, your host tonight, and our other host tonight.
The technically inept JD, Kid Vegas 19.
Vegas 19. Well, welcome everybody. So I see folks are already putting in the chat where they are watching us from here in the Zoom room and love to know where that is. Geocaching is a location-based game. So we're in our home office studio here in Spokane Valley, Washington. Just about 4 to 5 hours inland from Seattle, almost to Idaho. And see, we've got, see if I can adjust my screens here. It seems like every 2 weeks Zoom updates and all looks different.
It does look different.
Yeah.
It's really different.
Yeah, I had to make some changes already. So we've got folks from Spokane as well. Hey, Jim, from the other side of town, way up there. Colorado, Florida, awesome. Kentucky, Oregon, Ohio, California. Well, welcome everybody. So if you're watching us in the on YouTube, go ahead and type into the comments there, and eventually Kid Vegas 19 will be watching that and tracking that and keeping track of your comments there.
You
So
know what? I just got to thinking.
yeah,
I think we are closer to Idaho than we are to Mountain Goat 50.
yes, we
Yes.
are. Yep, he's nodding. Yes, which is helpful for us when it's time to go buy gas because it's a lot cheaper across the border. Washington State has kind of high gas taxes. Got to pay for those Seattle nice roads,
Oh,
I
but
guess.
I interrupted you. You were at the ground
And
rules.
Oh,
Idaho has an income tax
true.
Yeah, it's
We
true.
don't. You're
and a
absolutely
sales tax almost as high as ours.
Ooh.
yes, it does. Yeah, that's a very good point. So yeah, it all really does average out. Depends on if you make more income or do a lot of driving. Yeah. So again, welcome everybody. So our topic tonight is it's a spring refresh. It's springtime. It's a new season. Days are getting longer. We're getting out there. We're possibly doing maintenance on our geocaches, finding more caches for a lot of us. So, what's in your gear bag? We want to know what you like to carry around, what's missing, and what are some items that maybe you hadn't even thought of you might learn about tonight that are really useful. And oh, thanks. And also, some items that looking through your gear bag that, maybe it's time for a complete refresh or even a brand new bag. So we'll
What's that
see.
song? Papa's got a brand new bag. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Baby needs new shoes. Yeah. So, but before we get to our main topic, we do have notes from the field where you all can share what you've been up to geocaching wise or what you're planning to be up to, maybe some new hides that you might have coming up, or some exciting adventures that you've been on or are planning. But we keep everybody limited to just 2 minutes for notes from the field, so we get a chance to roll through and then move on to our topic, but everyone gets a chance to share. So we do have some ground rules just to keep everything moving along smoothly while I admit a few more people in. There we go from the waiting room. I hope our magazines are probably getting really stale. So in the waiting room in Zoom. So keep everything family friendly here in the Zoom room and on the comments and the chat and over on YouTube. Treat this like you would any other geocaching event. Might be kids in the room with us here. This is being live streamed as well to our YouTube channel and stays there. So you can always go back and binge watch all of them there as well if you wanted to. And so let's see. Those are the main things. No sports spoilers. We're in sports season for some of us. We might have a Mariners game going on right now. Yeah, you've got your Mariners shirt
Yeah.
on. Yeah. So we don't want to know the score. We're going to watch it later. And
And then we might not want to
and then we
notice
might
where
not
we're at.
want, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And if you'd like to join in the conversation, just raise your hand here in the Zoom room and we'll call on you in order. And then if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and type into the comments, and Kid Vegas 19 is watching those comments, and we'll bring your questions or comments into our conversation. And if you have maybe an answer to a question, but you didn't have your hand up, just wave at the camera, and hopefully we will see you and bring you into the conversation. Because sometimes, maybe you might have the perfect answer for somebody or a comment based on what somebody just said that would be out of order, basically. So it's just an easy way to keep the conversation smoothly running. Oop, let me get a few more folks in from the waiting room. There we go. Well, I see we already have quite a few hands up. So why
I
don't
think
we?
this is the order there.
That's the order?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Yeah, again, our screens keep changing, so kind of keep track of how that works. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into notes from the field. So we'll start out with Melissa, and then we'll go to
Robert.
Oh, Robert. I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
Melissa. Robert.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't look at the right spot. So it'll be Robert, Melissa, Scott, and then a variety of more we'll get to.
Well, thanks so much. It's always a great event to be attending every night. I last weekend I attended a big event in southern Colorado called Spring Fling. It's usually an event where 42 geocachers show up for a potluck, a raffle, and talking about geocaching. And I, in the raffle, won 5 prizes out of my drawing tickets, so that was pretty cool. I picked up very trackables, and then we at the events every year we launch our geocaching Colorado travel bug race, where we launch travel bugs with 0 miles to basically start off and start racing to the finish for travel bugs to journey the farthest, go to a country, or visit as many states as possible. So by October, we'll see how well that's done. I then got my 61st and 62nd first to find, so that was awesome getting that done. And now I have also gotten to 5,950 finds, so I'm 50 away from my 6,000th find. So I am excited to get that accomplished.
Nice.
Then
That's like a lot of work.
Then this tomorrow I am hosting a CTO in my local park to pick up some trash, and then I'm going to do some caching afterward.
Excellent. Well, you've been busy. But
Kitty
sorry,
cat.
pet check came a little early. Apparently, we woke up Mr. Hilo, our 18-year-old senior wanderer here.
What kind of cat is he?
He is a mackerel tabby.
Oh.
Oh, that sounds fishy.
It does sound fishy, doesn't it?
Well, you know, cats love fish.
They do. Yeah. Basically, domestic short hair. Folks that might not know, most orange cats are actually male. Very rare to have a female orange tabby. And he's just your typical, monster cat. Yeah. Thanks, Robert. Sorry. Yeah, got distracted. He was climbing up my leg. All 15 pounds of him. All right, next we have Melissa. Hey, Melissa.
And just to add to cat facts, almost all calicos are female.
That's right. They are. Mhm.
So attended a couple of good events. Actually did a Earth Day Geocedo on Earth Day, which was nice. But since the last time I was on, the state of Pennsylvania announced a Celebrate 250 geo trail, not a geo tour, a geo trail. And so there are 25 caches published in April in state parks. Actually, only 24 of the 25 have gone active because one of them is in Point State Park, which is currently hosting the NFL draft. So they wisely are not having that one go active till the beginning of May. They're avoiding the draft and then having it.
Wise.
So I went out and got one in the most southwestern in Pennsylvania myself. And then yesterday, my husband and I went to Falling Water. If you're a Frank Lloyd Wright architecture person, that's one of his most famous houses. And we toured it. And 3 miles from there is Ohiopyle State Park. And it had our second one of the 25. So
There you go.
there is a coin and you have until March of 28, but working on it hard this year if I can. So that's kind of where my geocaching is right now.
Wow, that's exciting.
Very nice.
Yeah, sounds like a great geo trail for sure. Yeah, yeah. Right, after you, Melissa, we have, oh, hang on, everything just shifted. Scott's next, and then Vince.
So I hosted a Maker's Magic event, put together a pretty good PowerPoint presentation on how to utilize NFC tags, how to scan them, how to write to them, how to password protect them. And that went really well. And then the next day, I was a presenter at a Maker Magic, and that night I completely reorganized the way I was presenting, and the next day it went really well. so that was fun, and that was exciting, and I'm glad to get that behind me. So this week, the project has been to get ready for the state Will Rogers State Historic Park, which is having an Earth Day, and they asked GCHQ to they said, we want to get Earth caches back into the park. How do we do? Can somebody help us do that? And somewhere along the line, my name got mentioned. So this week I've been concentrating on doing that. Ask Scott, he'll do anything.
Yeah.
So, so this week I'm concentrating on that, and tomorrow they're having the event, and kind of proud. I mean, I'll give myself a pat on the back. Before they asked me to do this, there were no surviving geocaches in the park. I was able to contact 4 people who reactivated theirs, and then I sent more. And so tomorrow there's going to be 14 geocaches and an adventure lab. And then we have a booth where we're going to introduce people to geocaching. So that was my
Nice.
week.
Wow, that was busy.
Too busy.
Yeah. Wow.
I frequently say when fun becomes work, it's no longer fun, and I probably passed that line this week. So
That does happen sometimes. I understand.
oh, you I'm sure have
Yeah.
had that happen. So
Yeah.
anyways, so Sunday is kind of a day off, and we'll take a little wrist fruit from geocache projects. That's it.
All right, sounds like a plan. Well, let us know how the day goes and how many muggles you're able to potentially convert. We'd love to hear about that.
I will do that.
Great. All right, next we've got Vince and then Jim Starcasher.
Yeah, a couple weekends ago, they hosted a pair of pseudo events at cleaning up a pair of our park and rides that we adopted, whatever. So, and then also attended a Maker Magic event, which was one of our weekly Tuesday pizza lunches at a local pizza place. We made it into a Maker Magic event. It seemed that there wasn't too many of those around here, so yeah, attended one of those, and then got my treasures all caught back up. Actually, about a weekend ago. I'm not a big Earth cache finder. I'm not big on those, but I was helping another cacher who she was missing a lot of the fossils or whatever, which of course are the Earth caches. So we decided to take advantage of a nice 75-degree night, and we went out to Oval Beach, a beach called Oval Beach, which is in Saugatuck, which is just south of me. And there's a guy that's got like 5 earth caches hidden out there. So we went and did the easiest 3. And then, of course, the idea of that was to kind of get there before they start charging, because it's a city beach and they start charging to get into the beach pretty quick. And it's like $12 to get into the beach. So we thought, wow, well, we can get into the beach free. We took advantage of that. And so I ended up doing 4 earth caches on a weekend, which is kind of unusual for me. So, other than that, yeah, that was my last 2 weeks in a nutshell, and starting to make some preparations for when early June gets here. I'm probably going to take a trip to the Upper Peninsula and resume my MIGO, Michigan Geocaching Organization County Challenge. They got going, because I got most of my counties that are left are out the west end of the UP. But my plans got modified just a little bit, because now I found out that at the end of the summer, the Michigan Geocaching Organization, in conjunction with our neighbors on the other side of the lake, the Wisconsin Geocaching Organization, is going to be hosting a joint event up in Ironwood, Michigan at the end of the summer. So that'll be a chance for us to get together with our Wisconsin friends up on the border town up there in Ironwood, which is actually at the very western end of the Upper Peninsula. So for me, it's probably a good 9.5 hour drive. So I'll be driving quite a ways, and I won't be leaving the state of Michigan.
We know how that goes.
Yeah.
We can drive easily 9 hours in our state and not leave the state. Wow. Well, yeah, I know Wisconsin Geocaching Association has been very busy. We've actually been doing a couple of, well, I don't want to give anything away, just we'll say trackable projects for them. So we're excited for that. Cool.
So, real quick, Lori, Seebeck Tribe is in on YouTube, and she loves Scott's willingness to help out when needed.
For sure.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Vince.
Thanks, Vince.
Yeah, good to hear from you too, Lori, for sure. So we've got Jim Starkesher and then Tom.
Well, I got back a week ago from my 3-week-long trip. So I went to basically 4 amusement parks. I went to Kings Dominion and Virginia, Carowinds and North Carolina, South Carolina, Six Flags Over Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and then there's a small little amusement park called Fun Spot America, Atlanta, which is just outside of Atlanta, which I also went to for one day. I basically spent about 4 days in each of those amusement parks, except for the one small one, which I only spent the one day, because it only has one roller coaster and a lot of go-karts. That's the main thing. But anyways, get off the amusement park. Well, actually, one other thing about the amusement parks is one day at Kings Dominion and one day at Carowinds, I actually spent the day riding coasters with a fellow geocaching couple from the local area that were also doing the same trip. They just had a more condensed schedule, and so when we were in those 2 amusement parks, we spent the day together doing the coasters. So that was kind of nice, being with them. But basically, I'm going to do a little kind of quick rundown here if I can.
Yeah.
I drove 2,911 miles, 70 road hours, according to my car. According to my phone, I walked 144 miles. I have 2 new states, which were North Carolina and South Carolina. I never had geocaches in those 2 states. Let's see. I did pick up one more birthday day to do my birthday calendar. It just happened to, I checked all the days, the days I needed. Only one day had caches near, so I went and got 2 caches on that day. I got 2 of the 3 webcams I went for. The one webcam was not working, so unfortunately, I can't do that. Maybe, but yeah, maybe another trip, another year. Maybe I'll be working. Who knows? But let's see. Let's see. Oh, of the besides the states, I was kind of doing contiguous counties. Uh, I got a lot of contiguous counties, but I didn't. It's not complete. There was a big gap in the middle where I just couldn't do the contiguous counties and still travel and do everything else I needed to do. So I just kind of skipped that. So it there's a gap there. But hey, again, another year I can fill in some gaps there. Uh, the main caching goals. Uh, I got 4 of the Caching Across America states: Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, and Kentucky. Well, Kentucky though, I already got. It's in a new location. There was one in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that I got years ago, but that one got archived, and then they moved it to another place. Well, I went and got the new one too. So then let's see, the Cache Odysseys. I got 5 Cache Odysseys: Maryland, North Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And then I guess the main good ones are the 2000 caches that I wanted to get. I got let's see, Beaver Creek in Georgia. That's a June 2000, which my first June 2000. Lake Lanier, and also in Georgia, which is the one of the 4 August 2000s, and that's my first August. I got Octopus Garden in North Carolina, which is my first September, and I got Rocktown and Iron Horse in Georgia, which are October 2000s. Yeah. I already had one 2000 or October 2000, so this now I have 2 and 3 on that month.
Excellent.
So those are the main ones of the important stuff. So that was 3 of the 4 months that I didn't have a cache in for the year 2000. So I'm filling in that Jasmer there. I still need July. So we'll see about getting July sometime. But
okay.
But I think that's a little bit long, but hey, you know.
Hey, that was a long trip.
Yeah, you had 2 weeks to catch up on, so.
Yeah.
Or 2 Mappy Hour sessions. So yeah. Yeah. So excellent trip. You had lots of goals and you had fun and you met them. And I love, a lot of us really love tracking our stats. And I know you do too. So cool for you on catching up on those.
I got all these found, but of course I haven't logged them yet. So
well, there's that. Yeah. I'm behind on my logging too.
That's sort of like pictures or it didn't happen, right? It's log it or you didn't find it.
Yeah, it's true for stats for sure. Oh, well, thanks, Jeb. I think we've got Tom up next. Yeah. Are you still there, Tom? Hope you're on mute. Tom, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. People keep coming from far and wide to come to Bend to see my virtual. The latest finder was from Poland.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I clicked on his blog and it was all in Polish. I've had people from as far away as New Zealand as well.
Wow. Is this the one at the Blockbuster?
Yeah, the Blockbuster video. Okay. And somebody found my second Earth cache that I put out. It'd only been 9 years since somebody found it.
Oh, wow.
So, and they gave me the right answers.
Did you remember the answers or did you have to look them up?
No, I knew the answers. Yeah, it's just a couple of rock identifications.
Okay.
Yeah. And so on Wednesday, I'm going to a maker's event in Redmond, Oregon. Uh, how to publish a geocache
Excellent.
for people that haven't had the experience of more than 200 of them
Mhm.
published. So, yep, that'll be a fun event.
For
And
sure.
so, yep, I guess yeah, somebody's been going out and finding some of my Ashton Eaton caches, and somebody's doing some of the Olympic rings as well.
Good.
So,
Perfect.
Mhm.
so yep, that's it for this week.
Okay.
Excellent. Thanks, Tom. I love that idea about for a maker event, how to publish a geocache, because so many newbies, they just use their phone and they're like, how do I get in on this? They're kind of at a loss. So yeah, I love that. Report back on how that goes next time if you get a chance.
We've got Jay Nelly is up.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I was looking the wrong direction. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, JNLA.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yay. Okay, had to turn it on somehow. Okay, so what I'm working on is tomorrow's going to be my Magic Maker event. It looked like there weren't any others in the state, at least that I could see. So I thought I better make something kind of fun. So we're doing, it's not trash, it's a geocache. Remember that GIF video that was, that's not trash, that's a geocache. So I'm going to come in with a whole bunch of miscellaneous random whacked things that I've just found, picked up. And so I got this worksheet and I'm coming in with big bags of trash. They're going to be trash basically. And you have to get into the trash can and pull out your number, and then you'll have a sheet and it'll be like, well, what was the item you got? What are some of those things that you could make it as a theme, or how would you actually hide this? Is this something you would put in the woods? Is this something you can make as a series? Like one of them is this really, I mean, it's giant. It's several feet, 20 feet long, I think. And it's this very wide vent, like a dryer vent, but it's big. And so I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with that? So I'm throwing that in a big bag and I'm gonna take it in there. I'm hoping somebody comes up with like a lint snake or something. They could paint it and put like a little tongue in it and throw the cash on the inside. And you have to shake the snake to knock, I don't know, something like that. So it'll be kind of fun to see what they come up with the trash that I bring.
I love that. Yeah, just show up with stuff and activate their creativity. Love it.
Good luck, yo. I don't know. So I got tons of random stuff. I have I don't know if I'm actually gonna throw this in the car. I'm contemplating it, but I have a DirecTV like big satellite dish that I picked up from it. Like, can you make this into a puzzle? Can you, just have them walk through it all? And yeah, I can't wait to see what they come up with. Bless you. So anyway, I'll be taking pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to hear all about it in 2 weeks when we come back. Love that. That made me think of the cache between here and Pullman, I think it
Pullman,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, there's one on is that 395?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's some farmer or some rural
Farmer. Yeah, it's a farm.
farm. Yeah, they have a fence line that runs quite a distance, like a city block, basically.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, and there's all these satellite dishes along it, and there is a geocache worked into it. So
Yep.
I remember finding, I don't know if it's still active, but I do remember finding one. It was pretty cool. So we had a few adventures. You guys were a little part of it 2 weeks ago, when we were working on our crappy Wi-Fi at the hotel. So we had a anniversary. It was our 12th anniversary. And if you don't know, you guys probably know that we actually met through geocaching. So if it wasn't for geocaching, I wouldn't know this guy, and this guy wouldn't know me. And yeah, even our wedding reception was a geocaching event. So yeah, we were able to, it's happened 3 times now where we can get a back-to-back Seattle Kraken hockey game and then a Mariners baseball game Saturday, Sunday. And this time we went a little early on Friday.
Yeah.
So to stretch it out a little bit. And we did work in some geocaching. So what was your favorite from the weekend?
Um, well, I love them all equally. And but so uh we got the iconic gum wall,
Hmm.
in Seattle, like
Hmm.
the gum wall hide, which um keeps getting uh archived and renewed.
Yeah,
So locals can find it
multiple times.
multiple
Yeah,
times and
it's
get
been at
credit
least my
for
second timer, I think.
it. And yeah, so just and then the area of Pike's Place
Mhm.
and that was my first time down there.
Yeah.
So uh along with that, there was other hides and we did an earth cache
We did.
right there, right
Right
in
there,
downtown
Pike
Seattle.
Place
Yeah.
Market there. Yeah, I still need to log that, but
Oh, so you didn't do
yeah,
it.
not logged into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said earlier, I am a little behind on my logging, so a little busy. But yeah, it was fun. It was good memories going back to Pike Place for me too, because I've been there as a high schooler. I was in, just a quick story. I was in marching band back in high school and pep band, and our basketball team made it to the state tournament that was held there in the Key Arena, which has now been rebuilt into Climate Pledge Arena. And our team didn't do very well. So, so we had a couple extra days of time that we were, scheduled to be there, and we had free time. And I don't think this would happen today, but they literally dropped us off in downtown Seattle and said, "Have fun, kids. We'll see you in 4 hours." And so we got to run around and have a lot of fun. And everybody made it back just fine. So I guess we were good kids, but I'm sure that wouldn't happen today. But so it was fun to go back and see it from an adult perspective and geocaching perspective as well. Um,
So Lori is wondering, you had so many earth caches in downtown Seattle, but you only got one?
yeah, well, we only had a few hours. We had to,
No.
yeah, it's
We had
true.
to do that 4-stop virtual. That covered
That did.
like 200 feet.
Feet, yeah. It was
that-
raining. Seattle in springtime. Of course, it was raining. So yeah, we didn't really get a lot of geocaches in, but we were able to weave them in into our day. So that was fun, or our weekend.
Hmm.
Yeah. And also I did scout out my next Earth cache that I'm working on publishing. So got a little more work to do to put that together, but I hope to get that published here probably in the next week or so.
And then last weekend between chores,
Mhm. Oh,
went to
maintenance.
to the Bing Crosby house here in town
Mhm.
and made a plan to maintenance your cache there.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Bing Crosby actually grew up in Spokane, and that his family house is now part of the Gonzaga University campus. And I hit a geocache there back 11 years ago. It's part of our Spokane History Geo Tour. And unfortunately, it finally went missing. That cache has been visited over 700 times. It's been found, and worked with the museum director. And eventually, I'm going to be archiving the original one, and we're going to be putting a new one on the house. So those of us that are local have an opportunity to come back and visit the museum. It's a pretty cool museum. They have limited hours, but I'll post them on the cache page as
So
well.
Scott needs to head out. So
Oh gosh,
see you,
okay.
Scott.
Scott, yeah. Thanks for
Good
coming
luck
in.
tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. All right. I think I probably went over my 2 minutes, so I think
Yeah.
we're ready to move on. So, Robert, you have your hand up. So, what's in your cache bag? Curious minds want to know.
And next.
Sure thing. I'm just gonna quickly tie back to JNL Geocats, where she was talking about trash and reusing it and everything. I'm one of those that people that grew up watching MacGyver back in the day. So I like myself to pick up trash and reform it into a cache as well. So good TV show back in the day if you've never seen it.
Oh, I love them.
Uh, my what's in my geo bag is the first thing I like to carry around in spring and summer is a can of wasp spray. You get those LPCs you lift up, and those little buggers are underneath there. So it's always good to have a little can of wasp spray to combat and not get stung. So that's one of my favorite things I like to carry. The other thing I like to carry with me is a guide that I printed off the printer that is a rock identification guide. And it basically helps me with earth caches, be able to tell if it's sandstone, quartz, granite, or if it's a Morton Genesis, or it might be nice. I may be pronouncing it wrong. Um, and then I just carry lots of pins. I have about like 4 different small bags that I carry in my backpack full of pins because you can never have too many pins as a geocacher. I drive my parents completely nuts with how many pins I have stored up everywhere in my little apartment downstairs. And the last thing I carry is a first aid kit. You never know when something's going to go wrong on the trail, and you want to be able to at least nurse yourself good enough to go back to the car and maybe go to the hospital if it's that bad.
Yeah, excellent. Those are some really good things to definitely carry. And thank you for the wasp spray idea. That's something we haven't carried. And it has definitely been a concern. Some things we've run into. Guardrail caches, and you got to stick your hand in there. And sometimes you stir up a nest.
I would advise also wearing some gloves. Carry some like yard maintenance thick gloves like you can get for those real big maintenance. That's a good thing to have on you when you stick your hand in those holes. That way you know if something's in there, it's not going to go all the way through your skin. It's just going to go through the glove.
Right. Yeah, definitely a good call. And then the added layers of that would be a light where you can see into those dark spaces, and then a mirror potentially if it's something that you just can't get around a corner. So you can see what's in there before you put your hand in there. Don't want to
Especially here in Colorado for the people who like to stick it up pipes. So it's always good to have a mirror too, so you're not just reaching in and grabbing a whole chunk of wasp nest.
Yep, absolutely. Good tips for sure. You're next. I
Yes.
think I'm going to call on this kid.
Because I can't figure out how to raise my hand.
Oh,
So
that would be on my computer.
I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
Okay, so here's my cash bag that I got from Cash Dash Advance.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's
So this
nice.
one,
I like these.
I tend to like the little single strap system.
Bling.
Yeah. And this thing has just so many zippers and pockets. It's crazy. But I keep stuff like
Need it.
receipts from
Receipts?
Sportsman Warehouse in there. I got batteries, right? For the GPS I don't carry.
Show the pockets there.
Yeah. I've got the under the car bomb detector, right? And it telescopes.
Mhm.
And this one actually has a light, so
Oh,
maybe
it does.
the batteries would come in handy. But they're AAA, but wait, I got AAA batteries as well. That's just I've got batteries all over the place here.
Ooh, double A and triple.
And then I've got my last Go Fish fish that I've been using for swag.
Mhm.
Leave them unactivated and whoever comes picks it up, will get it.
Let me back up on that story a little bit. So that was, gosh, good 10 years ago, maybe when we did the Go Fish series, where people got to design their own fish. It was a big multi-project. And we had a good handful of them from a mint we no longer work with that came back with a lot of flaws. And so we had those reminted with new tracking codes, but we kept the flawed ones. And we've been dropping them as fun swag.
All right.
And there's, I mean, they're really minuscule flaws, so you wouldn't even notice.
So this bag's pretty small, but it holds one of the most handiest of things.
Mhm.
It's a clipboard that I got from Flew by You,
Yeah.
geocaching name, Scott's friend, the Ojai Valley Cachers, down in Yuma one year.
Clipboards are great for keeping yourself organized and then writing on logs.
And then I've actually got a compass.
What?
Yeah. And hopefully I'll learn to use it before I need to use it. And
you've
then
got a rescue mirror on there too.
a variety of pens. What my current favorite one right now is the
BYOP.
brought my own pen. Got it. Check.
Love it.
And this here is a multi-tool pen.
That one in the hero crate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then maybe I do have it, the blue light.
Yep.
Okay. I thought I was
UV
missing
light.
it.
Yeah.
And so I got plenty of batteries, like I said, for my flashlight, which is missing.
Oh, no.
So,
Oh,
and I'm missing a little first aid kit. So I need to
we need to refresh
refresh.
those.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of first aid kits, I'm just going to piggyback on that and say that first aid kits do need to be updated. We just realized this at the warehouse. One of the people that was working for me, they were putting together boxes, and you would know it, but boxes can be sharp on the corners, especially like cash crate boxes. And she had a little cut, and we went to the first aid kit and got a Band-Aid out, and they've been in that kit's been around for probably 10 years that I've had at the warehouse, and they just don't work anymore. They didn't stick. We had to put tape around the Band-Aid. So things like those need to be replaced periodically. If you have any medicines in your first aid kit, check the expiration dates, especially things like I'm blanking on the name of it. It's antihistamine, Benadryl. Benadryl is a real common thing to keep in your first aid kit, and with care and guidance can actually be used on dogs too if they get stung by bees or rattlesnake bites or something. So be sure that they're up to date. So really go through your first aid kits and make sure everything is good, and maybe it's time for a new one.
So I'm looking at the receipt that was in my caching bag, and it's from the Sportsman Warehouse in Morgantown,
West Virginia.
So those that were there remember how rainy it was, and
This guy needed a new raincoat.
yeah, so that's what we got at Sportsman Warehouse.
Mhm.
Oh, and I got the extended magnet thing.
Oh yeah, it's in the bowl.
Yep.
So I do have a bit of a cache kit. When I'm going on more extensive caches, I've got a nice size little backpack that I love to carry, and it has a pouch for my phone. So when I'm wearing it, I can just tuck my phone in right here if we're hiking more. And for me, the main thing in my kit is replaceable logs, and snacks. And then he gets to carry everything else. He's already got it. So there's really no need for us to double down. Well, I see we've got a bunch of
Yeah, a bunch of hands up now.
come up. So I think we've got Vince is first. So what's in your cash bag?
Well, in addition to some of the items that have been mentioned already, I've got a couple of these little telescopic magnets or whatever. There's another cashier. He gave me a couple. One of them is just it extends out about maybe 2 feet or something like that. But then there's another one that he constructed and he made out of a tape measure where he glued like a big magnet on the end and taped it on the end of a tape measure. So then you can pull the tape measure out with the magnet on the end of it, and then that's good for like if you're got like a magnetic cache that's way down at the bottom of a pipe or whatever. So those are a couple extra items that I got. Uh, Somebody else also gave me an idea that they converted like an old golf ball retriever out of their golf bag and converted that into a geocaching retriever
Sure.
for those containers like that are maybe they're 10 to 12 feet up, and you don't want to climb the tree or it's really hard to climb the tree. But then I said, oh, that's a good idea, turn the old golf ball retriever into a geocache retriever. So I'm going to be probably going to be doing that. Then of course, so I don't use these too often. It's mostly for like when I'm caching either at an event or I'm somewhere where I'm going to be away from power for a long time. But I usually have a couple of these rechargeable battery packs in my cache bag too, to plug my cell phone in or whatever. It really comes in handy, especially like at Midwest Geobacked, where I'm out in the field pretty much all day and not near anywhere where I'm going to want to be able to charge my phone. And then of course with as many adventure labs they got out and stuff, all that use on your phone and your phone being all the time tends to drain your battery really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I've got that's one thing I didn't show. We'll get to the next one and then I'll show my tech kit that I carry. So cool. Thank you. Some really good ideas there. So next we've got Al and then Jim.
Yeah, well, again, I carry, I've got a small backpack about the same size as the one you showed us, Lisa. And, the usual stuff, first aid kit and cache repair kit and various tools to retrieve caches, magnets and mirrors and all that sort of stuff. But I think I probably carry something that probably nobody else here carries. That is ham radio. 2 meters 70 centimeter. This is Chinese made. You can get these for about $25 to $35, and they're well. Hams make little jokes about these cheap Chinese radios. Actually, they're pretty good, but because they're so cheap, they'll make jokes about if you have these and you park your car somewhere, don't leave them visible out where people can see them, because otherwise they'll break in and leave you 2 or 3 more. So anyway,
Like zucchinis.
in other words, they won't steal them; they'll dump theirs on you. Anyway, they're nice because if you take it out in the field, you're banging around and you got it stuffed in your backpack or whatever. If it gets damaged, it's no big loss. Whereas if you're talking about the Kenwoods and ICOMs and so forth, you're talking about a few $100s a piece for those. Mm-hmm. So these are much nicer for out in the field, because if it gets broken, no big deal. Anyway, that way if you get into areas where you don't have cell phone coverage, still in most parts of the country, and I don't know about out west so much, but at least in the eastern part of the country, there are enough repeaters around that it's pretty hard to get out of repeater range, even though you may be out of cell phone range. So it's nice to have it handy, and it's a whole lot cheaper than paying for satellite phone service. So anyway,
does that radio, that's the version, or it doesn't require a ham license?
Yeah, I am a licensed ham radio operator. It does require a ham license, yes.
Oh, okay, it does.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know when geocaching first started, so many ham radio enthusiasts became geocachers, and a lot of geocaching names actually are ham radio, what their handle was. Yeah. Is that the right term? I hope, Al. And yeah, because it's a cool technology. So I'd love to see that it's something that you still use and keep as a while you're caching as a backup. Because I have used spots in the past, and not the inReach, but what's become the inReach, the DeLorme version of the spots. I actually got to beta test it, so that was really cool when it first came out.
Oh, cool. Before we get to Jim, I got to report.
Oh,
I found my flashlight.
Hey, it was in another pocket, huh? There's so many pockets of the bag.
It was there. But I'll test to make sure it works, and then so that leads me down to known missing first aid kit.
Yeah, I missed all the batteries too.
And then Lori has said, I just added gardening clippers to mine for those nasty blackberry bushes.
Oh, those bushes are
Oh,
relentless.
yeah, they're he.
Yeah, we only
And
have them on the river here, but I've been on your side of the state. Ooh.
then she mentions Vince, you can use that in our area. She's talking about the grabber, the
Mm.
golf retriever. Um, because we have a CO who likes to put the caches up in the tree just in reach of a pole to grab.
Yeah. Okay. Out
Yeah.
out of hand reach.
Yep.
Yeah. Love it. All right, Jim is next. Oh, you're still on mute, Jim.
I think I accidentally pushed a button as I started to talk.
Ah.
Anyways, in my vehicle, I do have a tote that has tons of my tools that I don't normally carry around with me when I'm caching, except for when I know I'm going to need it, then I'll take it out of the tote. Which includes things like the garden shears that was just mentioned for the same reason. Extended poles, magnets, mirrors, raincoats, my first aid kit, all that stuff is in there. Oh, and some basic tools and stuff too. My multi-tool stuff. It's all, that's general stuff. Then, of course, I'm mostly a GPSR geocacher. And the reason I say that is you'll see in a minute why I say that. One of the things I do have is I do my lanyard that I carry around. That lanyard has a old expired Walmart card that I use in case I want to have something to write on.
Okay, gotcha.
And of course, I have the pen that's on
Tractable pen?
that's on a retractable, so I can write on that. So that's what I mean. Whenever I'm caching, I'm always have that with me. Then I also have my fanny pack, which has three pockets. The main one, of course, the big one, that is where GPS would go in there if I'm not using it, or if I'm going to a letterbox, I'll put my stamp in the stamp pad and my notepad that I keep in the car. If I know I'm going to a letterbox, I'll stick it in here. But in here is also my battery, the spare batteries for my GPSR, and I also have emergency ones that is the lithium that will these are rechargeable. These are of course not, but I don't use them except for the emergency. In there is also though a what do you call Sharpie, fine point Sharpie. These are certain certain logs that the regular pen don't work. You need to have a Sharpie. In here is also my log roller tool. That's all in the main pocket. In the front pocket is a whole slew of stuff. Whoop. Oh, sorry. Fingernail clipper.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not only for fingernails, but also for cutting little whatever strings or whatever you need to do. I also have a little compass. Okay, little teeny compass.
There you go.
Cute.
Let's see. My emergency money or my emergency swag, as I call it. It's a couple quarters and $1 bill in case I find something I really want and I don't have any other swag. I can drop some of my emergency swag in.
Yep.
I have
many times.
You're buying their love is what you're doing.
my hand sanitizer, which is also could be used first aid kit or whatever.
It's sap. I think it helps with sap.
Yeah, and another one of these little lottery pens, which it's a backup pen basically. And then the main thing is inside this little coin purse is the tweezer. Or you can't really see it very well, but it's a little squeezer that happens to fit in there for obviously the logs that you need to have that. Let's see, what else do I have? I think that's Yep. Nope. Oh well, it has the tick. What do you call those tick things? Those tick removers.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what's called.
The back one, the back pocket, which is one I don't usually get into much, has a couple spare logs. It has an emergency cereal bag. You know,
You do a cleanup? Excellent.
yeah. Let's see, a little paper towel, little in a bag, just in case you need to dry something out. I have a, whatever latex glove in a bag
Mhm.
in case you need get poison ivy or what. You get to reach through poison ivy to get something. A
Yeah.
couple spare baggies. Let's see. Oh, another another old card that has duct tape wrapped around it to do emergency cash repairs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Pull the
And a
tape off. Love it.
couple Ziploc, and unused Ziplocs again in case whatever needed. I don't know if this is still any good. I have a Deep Woods off whatever pad thing. It's probably dried out by now. Let's see. Actually, that's another paper towel. Oh, and it's a drapery hook thing. Again, this is also is useful in case you have a what do you call it? The signposts where you need to get into little holes and maybe like work something down, like a nano got pushed too far up, and you need to
yeah.
you need to go through the little holes and kind of like work it
Down.
down a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
I have lots
So,
this little thing holds a lot of stuff.
That was all in there.
so I
Wow.
guess our challenge is, as a group, we got to figure out what Jim is missing.
There'll be a test at the end. What else does he need? I don't know. That is really inclusive.
Oh.
You've covered so many different potential situations that would come up while you're out geocaching. So love it. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's
Bob?
Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Hey, Bob. Chapstick. Oh, yes.
Go ahead, Bob. You may unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay, I didn't know it was my turn already.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is my geo bag. It's a shoulder one, and I got it about 4 or 5 years ago with the now defunct Middletown, Ohio Geo Tour. But I've got another one of these because somehow I got two of those, and so I kept the one real nice. But so it has two zippers and a little mesh side pocket, and the mesh side pocket is because I'm a big eventer. Um, some restaurant water is just flat undrinkable, and I refuse to pay $4 for a glass of pop. So, because I can buy probably about 30 glasses of sweetened drink with one of these.
We
But that
have
always is a side bump.
witnessed actual use of that
Yes, we have.
by Bob in a restaurant.
I know you have seen me use that. That gets a lot of use. Matter of fact, this is getting kind of empty here. I won't pull everything out, but I always have trackables in here. Once again, I go to a lot of events. I also have my name badge, and inside of that has a zipper slot that I keep. I don't think Jim had one of these, so I think I may have won the contest on what Jim needs is a log roller.
He had his log roller. It was inside a.
Oh, did he have a log roller? I didn't see that. I also have just a plain cotter pin that's hooked through the ring on my keychain. So I've always got one on my belt if I don't. Sometimes you get out of the car and you don't grab this because you don't think you need it, and then you get there and like,
Sometimes, sometimes.
then crap, you needed it.
Yeah.
I have a couple different types of tweezers. This is the reverse one where you
Yeah.
squeeze and it goes open.
Mhm.
And I have another one smaller. Always have about 2 or 3 extra ink pens in there too. I got one of Jim's little lottery fair pens that they give out at the restaurants, hoping you play Keno. I always have spare little baggies with logbooks in them. Have my Swiss Army knife. Did Jim have a Swiss Army knife? I don't think he did.
I don't know.
I have about a half a dozen, maybe more, different types of containers.
Mhm.
Also, because I'm an ambassador for Geo Woodstock, I have my baggie of wooden nickels that I give out. I've got 2 or 3 baggies of logs and baggies and zip ties. I think I may have mentioned on here before, I have a lifetime supply of the shorter zip ties. Back in the 90s, I was a purchasing agent, and company accidentally shipped 2 big bags of 10,000 smaller zip ties when we only ordered one, and they said just keep it. So I kept the extra one, and I doubt that my grandchildren will probably be still using those. But I still have, after 30 years, I still have about half of the bag left, and I don't use them just for geocaching. I use them for automotive. I use them for airplanes. I mean, I use them for everything. So
Generational.
but, I don't know if Nancy's shown hers. I don't know if we're allowed to do this. Nancy's the person that would be able to answer this. I have my trackable that's in a trackable race. I'm not allowed to share the trackable number. Okay. All right. So it has to be in person. You have to discover it in person. So catch me at Bash or Woodstock or any of the other big events that I'll be at, because I know you guys are worldwide. But
Rules
pretty
are
much
rules.
my geo bag. I carry things in the vehicles. Right, we have 3 vehicles. I have a truck and a Jeep, and she has her car. I have in the vehicle, I have duct tape, but I love Jim's idea, wrapping it around an old gift card, because I don't carry my duct tape in my bag because that would wipe out too much space. That's a great idea, Jim.
Mhm.
And I have my pole, my 20-foot collapsible pole that's on the top of the Jeep. And I always have one of my feeder grabbers in one of the vehicles. So I have one in each vehicle. Huge trash bags. We had talked about carrying one of those tubes, those soft tubes where you put pair of Walmart bags in and you fill them up like a sock.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about putting one of those, attaching it to like the rear headrest or something like that, because those are nice picking up trash, especially on parking grabs. So feelings are always special. And then you can just knot it up and throw it back to your vehicle. So it's pretty. What else do I have in there? Flashlight. Always have one of those super duper flashlights that lights up stadium. Oh yes, and we also have our Molly bag. When we take Molly with us, it's full of cat food, and which, by the way, a couple of weeks ago, Nancy don't even know about this. When I went to Richmond, Indiana for the day, I took her with me, and we were caching, and all of a sudden I went to get her water and some food. I'm like, oh, crap, I left her bag at the house. And however, I had an old lock and lock, one of the 4-tab lock and locks. It had cat food in it, and I always have a gallon of water in my vehicle, kind of a throwback to my living in the desert days. Always have a gallon of water, which is useful for water caches. But I had water there for her, and I had a collapsible water dish for her. So Molly did not go hungry or starve. So
Thirsty.
that was good, even though I forgot her bag. We call it Molly's diaper bag. Because it's too bad for parents, infant. You've always got it. You cannot go anywhere without a diaper.
Yep. Yeah, we had a Eve go bag for our dog Eve, and Kona had her bag. She didn't go caching with us per se, but because she was diabetic, we would travel with her. And we get to the hotel and get her tucked in there, and yeah, she had all of the supplies that she needed. Um, yeah, and she was great. She would just, oh, I get to stay in a hotel. She'd just trot right in, flop up on the bed, and we'd show her where the litter box was, and she'd say, "See y'all in a few hours." We go off caching.
So we've got some hands up
We
still, and
do,
we are at
yeah.
the top of the hour.
Yeah, I guess we'll just
We can keep going, but
going. We do want to respect people's time, so if you all need to get going, it is after 7, so we understand if you gotta log out. But I'd love to. We'll just keep it going so we get through everybody's bags that want to share. So I think it's Al is next. Looks like in our order here.
Yeah, just real quick, as something I might suggest to everybody. This is called this is a wet bag.
yeah.
Yes.
Not because it's wet, but or well, actually, I think they call them dry bags. And it's made of nylon. It's soft, but it's waterproof. As a matter of fact, you can just about submerge these things, and you won't get water inside. This one happens to have my first aid kit in it. I have a number of these. They're different sizes, different colors, and I always keep an empty one because it's always convenient to have an empty one. If you get caught in the rain, you probably got some stuff you want to quick get out of the, get into something to keep it dry. Phone or whatever. And so I always keep an empty one so I can quick throw stuff in. This is a pretty good sized one, as you can see. So I just suggest you can find these on Amazon. I think I got these through Amazon, and just call them. Just search for dry bags, and you can. They come in really handy.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we got dry bags at a couple of events, the Cincinnati Geo Woodstock. I think that's where we got dry bags. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
And on to piggyback on the dry bags, there's also, I was just looking through some of my drawers. I guess I don't have them down here in home office. They're probably in my other bag. They're phone cases that are like a dry bag that you are clear and you can still even use your phone through them. So, if you're in wet weather, kayaking, that sort of thing, like keep your phone or GPS safe and dry.
All right.
We've got Vince next.
Yeah, I thought of a few more items that since I was on a little while ago, but yeah, I do carry some like heavy duty gloves with because not in addition to like sticking your hand in a guardrail, some of those pine tree hides got some nasty sharp needles or whatever, so that kind of helps protect the hands. But yeah, like, and I also have like a little like a nail or a needle nose pliers or something to dig those logs out of those little small little containers. I have like a precision screwdriver too. But these other two items that I carry usually come in handy like with an earth cache. But I got like a digital pH tester and a digital thermometer because sometimes you hit these earth caches that like if it's like an artesian well or something like that where they want to know the water temperature and pH,
Wow.
or so. But then also I do have one of those waterproof phone lanyards too, where I can put my phone in a water, in a phone lanyard. So like if I'm out and got to go quite a ways away from the car and kind of got to have the phone with, and you got to use your phone, then it's like, okay, at least I can use my phone and keep the phone dry while everything else maybe could be getting a little wet.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Some really good ideas.
Yeah.
We've got Tom and then Melissa.
Yeah. Can, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So this is my newest GPS. It does not have any AA batteries in it. It's rechargeable, and it goes to 5 decimal places after the minutes.
It's real.
And it not only gets the GPS signals, but it gets the Russian and the Chinese
Nice.
Huh.
satellite. So yep,
Interesting.
that everybody's carrying batteries, but not me.
They're rechargeable.
Well, our black DeLormes were actually rechargeable, and but it was
Well,
hard to do.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And you could use regular batteries
Right.
too.
Mhm.
I remember back in the day, you know, when it was kind of the Garmin standard, like an E-Trex, and you could use regular batteries or rechargeable batteries. Excuse me, sorry, this is my voice all of a sudden.
Want some water?
Not that water. Mm. And the life of a rechargeable battery was maybe 60 to 70% of the life of a regular battery in one outing. Of course, you could recharge it, but they just didn't last as long. So, but I'm
That's
sure
a shame.
technology has changed quite a bit. I mean, heck, we have rechargeable cars. So, Melissa, I think you're next.
I don't know if anyone said it, but a little trash bag so you can see dough.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And something I carry that whenever we do something with our park rangers, they give us our little packets for poison ivy. So if you're out and you get yourself into poison ivy, you can immediately treat yourself. You don't have to wait till you can get home and shower. And
that's
given
nice.
my sensitivity to poison ivy, I always
Yeah.
make sure I have one of those.
Technu, I think, is one of the top brands for poison ivy. Luckily, we don't have a lot of it here, but not too far from here, we do. We're just a little too dry. So that's
Well,
awesome that they give you
it
that.
it's very prevalent and they're so
Mhm.
nice. I mean, they'll have a box of them on the table and they'll say, take what you want.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
So I
awesome.
usually get 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Be
especially
prepared.
if you're sensitive to it. I know our friend Peggy is very allergic. They were all allergic to an extent, obviously, but she's very and taught me all about the Techno and how well it worked. Well, I wanted to just thank you, Melissa. That was some good tips for sure. Yeah. I wanted to show my little tech bag that I have. These actually went into the cash crates 2 years ago, I think. The travel on bags. And these are great. There's 3 different compartments. Kind of got it upside down. There's 3 different compartments that zipper up so you can keep all your cords and plugs and that sort of thing separate for you if you want to, you know, one for audio, one for visual or what have you, or however you need to organize your technology. And then the middle pocket just opens up, and that's where I've got my battery pack that I can plug into. It's got a USB and C plugs. And key thing too with these is you got to charge up before you go. Uh, so you're good to go when you need it, and you've got that extra charge. The phone I use is a little bit older and tends to drain charge, especially if I'm geocaching and doing adventure labs. That just sucks down my battery really fast. And I also have a cable in the car that plugs into the USB and then can recharge my phone while we're driving, if we're doing driving caching and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So there's one thing that nobody has mentioned yet. Any ideas on what that might be that nobody has mentioned to carry with you when you're geocaching? No, water.
Collapsible
Water.
ladder.
Water. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I did mention
actually,
the gallon.
Bob, you did
Bob
mention it.
did mention it.
That's right, Bob
Gallon of
did. He
water.
had that gallon in his vehicle. So
I have a
double
class
star,
ladder.
gold star for you. So that's something that we sometimes forget. I've been on a hike and think, oh, it's not that far. I'll be fine without water. It's really a good idea to always have some with you and in the vehicle if you are driving as well. I remember doing the Alien Head just outside of Rachel on the ET Highway. And it was morning. It had just published, so it was brand new. There weren't established trails. This is when it had just gone out. And we, even though we divided and conquered with a group of us, we had different sections to work on. And it was morning, but it was August in Nevada. And it quickly got very hot, and we didn't have enough water. So it was a bit of a struggle. So carry water. Yeah, and any medications that you might need. Yeah, and water flavor for sure. Yeah, if you have, like migraine or that sort of thing that you.
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Medications, insulin, EpiPen, things like that, is part of your day-to-day things. Take them with you as well, just for safety.
We should wrap up.
Yeah, we should. Well, this was excellent, guys. I got a lot of great ideas for adding to my cash bag, and I hope that you all did too. Some things are definitely regionally specific, but we travel a lot too. I know a lot of us travel while we're geocaching, so we got to be aware of different situations in different areas. So I do want to say real quick, tonight is sponsored by our Spring Into Caching surprise box. This is our mystery box that we are promoting this spring. We're doing a little different. The last couple of years, we've done Mother's Day boxes, and we've also done a Father's Day box. But this year, we're keeping it gender neutral, I guess. Something that all of us geocachers would want. So, and these are guaranteed. You're going to be receiving one tot. Could be various tots that have been mentioned here today. And there'll be one cashkins and then also a cache container. Going to be a variety of things, and then additional things as well that would go into our Spring Into Caching surprise box. So it's a good way to add some fun things to your cache bags and stock up. Also, I know a lot of us also host events. A lot of folks will purchase these for prizes and such at events that they host and use them for swag. And yeah, you've got, I see Mike's got one of our rocks there, our Go Find It rocks. Those are awesome. Yeah, we might be sending out a couple of those as a cache container in some of these.
Box of rocks.
Box of rocks. Oh, yeah. UPS guy hates it when we get those delivered.
So,
light. Let me add a link. What were you going to say?
So while you're adding the link, Lori has a question.
Yeah.
At Lisa, new shirt coming out? Question mark.
New shirt coming out.
Is there a new shirt coming out?
Oh, every month? For the combo crate, yes. Every month we do have a new shirt. We haven't put any out on, we have one that we're going to be starting to promote next week. But Lori, I believe you get the combo crate, and it's the one that you got in your combo crate. That's going to be, I can give a sneak peek here. Let me get back to the right window.
Use this one. There you go.
It's gonna look like this, but it's a t-shirt. And this also makes a great cash bag. So we'll be doing a big promotion. They're not on our website yet, but for those of you that get the cash crates, might look already a little familiar. But we wanted to wait till those got to our members before we release them to the public. I hope that answers your question. If not, let me know. It's another. Didn't get the right link.
And JNLA always travels with telescoping ladder and a long pole. Bob, didn't you have a ladder in the back of your Jeep? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
back when I was traveling across the country with my cargo trailer going to mega events, I had a really sturdy camp chair that I would be able to use as a ladder. I'd pull up to the side of the road and make a stop and realize I needed to get up high. I could use that. All right, I found my link. Let me post it in here. So there's a link. And also, if you just go to cash-advance.com, scroll down a little bit and you'll see it in our featured section of the spring surprise box. And they're $29 and loaded with some really cool, fun stuff to get you back in the gear. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. I'm not seeing any more.
No.
Yeah, thanks for all the cool ideas. Yeah, got another Amazon order ready to go. I love it, Vince. Yeah, I need to get to my stocking up my bag as well. So thanks everyone for joining us and staying on late. Some really good stuff. So we will see you all in 2 weeks. Same cash time, same cash channel. Take care, everybody.